Good evening. With the Ghana Learning Channel's News and Capsule for Friday, July 9, 2021, I am Kingsley Bryan. Here are some of the top stories we will be covering this evening. We'll tell you that the President Ali told a group meeting that Ghana is committed to Mercosur. EPA and Exxon begin consultative process. That is for the gas to energy project. Ghana secures 1.8 million US in funding from the Global Fund, and that will be to aid the nation in the fight against COVID. And regional COVID-19 ICUs to be upgraded. Close to 50% of the adults have received their first dose. And also, Amazonia Mall to officially open on July 20, estimated to employ 250 persons. In the reason, we'll tell you that Jamaica's Minister of Education says no tolerance for child abuse in Jamaica. And internationally, Pfizer concerned about waning immunity in their vaccines, seeking to develop a booster dose. And now for the news in detail. His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali on Thursday reaffirmed Ghana's commitment to the pursuit of regional economic integration and to strengthen the political, social, and economic ties with its South American neighbors. President Ali made the remarks at the Summit of Heads of State of Mercosur through a virtual meeting at State House. The meeting saw heads of states and representatives from founding members Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, and from associated states Guyana, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Suriname. President Ali further posited that Guyana strongly shares the values that define the Mercosur project, including democracy, the rule of law, the promotion and protection of human rights, and fundamental freedoms. He also pointed to the respect for international law, for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states, and the peaceful settlement of disputes. President Ali stressed that the group has demonstrated the effectiveness of regional integration, which has now become imperative in a more technologically connected world. He added that as a South American nation, it is imperative to strive for closer ties and build an economic bloc that is dynamic and self-sustaining. Mercosur was established by the Treaty of Asunción in 1991. And the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and Exxon Mobil's local subsidiary, Esso Exploration and Production Ghana Limited, EEPGL, have embarked on a public scoping campaign before the U.S. oil giant conducts an environmental impact assessment, EIA, for the gas to energy project. The project will cut power costs in half and lower emissions. The EPA had decided that an EIA is necessary to determine the potential impacts of the project before it considers EEPGL's application for environmental authorization. The agency has published a project summary which includes technical information to be used to evaluate the application. EPA's Head of Environmental Communication Education Awareness Program, Candace Thompson, during a virtual briefing Thursday, said the requirement for the EIA was placed on public notice on June 27 for 28 days. The public scoping meetings will continue until July 22, with in-person meetings along the coast and a second virtual meeting on July 15. Members of the public are allowed to make their contributions for considerations in the EIA. Ms. Thompson said public participation is integral to the process. Meanwhile, Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, during the daily COVID-19 update, relayed that Ghana secured some $360 million, or US $1.8 million, from the Global Fund to aid the ongoing fight against COVID-19. Dr. Anthony said the International Financing and Partnership Organization, which supports the fight against HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, had invited countries to apply for COVID grants. He further added that the fund will be used to upgrade intensive care units, ICUs, across the country to better serve patients, particularly those affected by COVID-19. Government expects to receive the money over the next couple of months. Meanwhile, the government has increased the capacity of the ICU at the Infectious Diseases Hospital at Liliendaal. Initially built and outfitted with 25 beds, the ICU now has 35 beds for COVID patients. Ghana has received loans and grants for COVID-19 from a number of institutions, including the World Bank. Still on health-related matters, the COVID-19 intensive care units at regional hospitals across the country will soon be upgraded with the addition of new equipment. This was disclosed by Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, during Friday's COVID-19 update. Government will be utilizing the $350 million COVID grant from the Global Fund for these upgrades. Currently, the ICU at each regional hospital is outfitted with 2 beds and the accompanying equipment to manage COVID-19 patients. The hospitals in the hinterland regions are also equipped with oxygen concentrators. The monies to be expended from the Global Fund grant will add to the existing infrastructure at the hospitals. While government is building the infrastructure, it is also executing a robust COVID-19 vaccination campaign, with 48.9% of the adult population already vaccinated with the first dose of a COVID vaccine. Meanwhile, Minister Anthony confirmed that the 3 children diagnosed with COVID-19 are still at the Infectious Diseases Hospital, Liliendal. 1 remains in the ICU, while the others are in the regular ward. And in a lighter note, the spanking new Amazonia Mall at Providence on the east bank of Demerara is set to officially open its doors on July 20, becoming the newest entertainment and shopping center in the country. The mall comes complete with spacious parking, access to numerous amenities, and also holds 33 different stores, both international and local brands. These range from fast food outlets, hardware stores, salons, and restaurants, including RS53 Resto Bar, owned by Ramnarish Sarwan. The Amazonia Mall is expected to provide employment for an estimated 250 persons, and upon opening, all safety protocols will be in place to protect the public as well as the employees. And now in the world of sports, the nation's cyclists will hit the roadways again come Tuesday, July 20, to participate in a lucrative 45-mile contest on the West Demerara, and that is being sponsored by Farm Supplies Limited, FarmSup, under their Doosan brand. The race is organized by Team Alanis Cycle Club. Farms Supplies Limited, located at Rome Access Road, Macdoom, Greater Georgetown, has pledged to put up a total of $485,000 in prizes for the top 6 in the open category, as well as the top 3 cyclists in the female, junior, masters, under and over 50 categories. The race will commence at 8 hours from Schoonoord, West Bank Demerara, proceed to Bushy Park, Perica, East Bank Essequibo, before returning to the western end of the Demerara Harbor Bridge for the finish, which will see the masters and females covering a distance of 30 miles. And in news from the region, in continuing the zero-tolerance approach to the abuse of children in state care, Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Fayval Williams, has said that child care facilities will be closed where reports of child abuse are found to be valid. The Jamaican Minister of Education was speaking at the ceremony to break ground for the $117 million Child Therapeutic Center at the Maxfield Park Children's Home in Kingston. Williams said the ministry has acted swiftly in addressing reports of abuse, removing affected children, while investigations are being conducted. Williams also added that the ministry is seeking to establish an early warning system for cases of abuse. The minister said it is anticipated that this system will see a reduction in the number of cases. The new center will be managed by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency of Jamaica, the CPFSA. And that story was extracted and modified from Loop Caribbean News. Meanwhile, internationally, drug maker Pfizer on Thursday announced that it is seeing waning immunity from its coronavirus vaccine and says it is picking up its efforts to develop a booster dose that will protect people from variants. Pfizer said it would soon publish data about a 3rd dose of vaccine and submit it to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, European Medicines Agencies, and other regulators. The company specified it would seek FDA emergency use authorization for a booster dose in August. But in an unusual move, 2 top federal agencies said Americans don't need boosters yet and said it was not up to companies alone to decide when they might be needed. Hours after Pfizer issued its statement, the FDA and Centers for Disease and Control issued a joint statement saying Americans do not need booster shots yet. And that story was extracted and modified from CNN. And that's our news broadcast for Friday, July 9, 2021. Please join us for a rebroadcast tomorrow morning. On behalf of myself and technical teams, thanks for watching. Please ensure to watch our NGSA booster programs, and also remember to observe all the necessary precautionary methods to fight off COVID-19. We're all in this together. Have a safe weekend.